We are delighted to welcome you to our Wednesday webinar series. The Wednesday webinars are designed to help prepare you for your arrival here at UVA, and each week from this week on until move-in day, we will offer a specific webinar that is designed to help you learn more about resources on grounds. A couple of quick reminders before I turn it over to our guests and our stars, which is many deadlines are coming up. We are now almost at June 1st. The deadline to register for orientation actually is tomorrow. So if you've not registered for an orientation session, be sure to do that by tomorrow. Make sure you are staying up on all of the tasks that you need to complete in the new student portal. You can get to our new student portal by going to our website at orientation.virginia.edu. Check it out, go in there, do the things. Be sure to register for orientation tomorrow. Make sure you're checking your UVA email regularly, not your meatballlover@hotmail.com email, right? You need to check your TG2K, which is my email address, regularly. So you got to stay on top of all of the things because we communicate directly to you using your UVA email address all throughout the summer. The other thing I will share with you is that our office is happy to hear from you about questions. So if you have any questions, like you're not sure where to start, orientation is certainly a place to start. You can email us again, orientation@virginia.edu. We're glad to help you there. Two more things. We're recording this webinar, so please know that. If you have a question in the webinar, you can certainly ask the question, but we're going to ask that we will answer all of the questions at the end. I'm sure our guest stars will facilitate that process, but know that you'll be able to ask questions and you're going to ask them at the end. Without further ado, I will turn it over to our all-stars who are from UVA Bookstore, Cavalier Computers, who have a wealth of knowledge about all of the things that you're going to need to know to start off your university career right. So with that, Brandon, take it away.
All right, Tabitha, thank you for the handoff. Really appreciate it. To everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us. We know it's a Wednesday around the globe, and we know you could be a lot of places, but you chose to be here with us. And we don't take that for granted. We appreciate it. And hopefully we bring you all the information you could possibly want to know about the UVA Bookstore and Cavalier Computers as a tandem. So my name is Brandon McGann. I am the sales manager at Cavalier Computers.
I am Nita McCall. I'm one of the managers in the textbook department.
And I'm Chris Corker. I'm the pharmacy manager at the Bookstore Pharmacy.
So we're going to break down all the services that the bookstore has to offer, and then each of us will really dive into our respective units and give you more detailed information on those. So first and foremost, we want to start off with turning it over to Nita to talk about one really big reason why you'd want to choose UVA bookstores.
All right, Brandon, I think you called the seminar Big Facts. So that's what this is going to be. This is a big fact number one. The bookstore, the UVA Bookstore, is a part of the university. We're not run by Follett or Amazon or someone else. We're a part of the university, and 100% of our surplus profits go back to the school and the students in the form of scholarships and jobs. There are a lot of places that you can buy things from, books, pharmacy, computers, and we're well aware of that. But where you spend your money really does matter. So we appreciate your consideration in using the UVA Bookstore for your purchases and supporting the bookstore and Access UVA. So Brandon, what else do we need to know about? What other big facts do we need to know about the bookstore?
All right. So a couple other housekeeping things too before we get involved in all this. As you saw on the first slide, questions and answers will be at the very end. We see a couple coming in already. That's great. Hold on to those. We're going to get that information to you. Also, driving our presentation that we didn't get a chance to introduce is Derek. He is our marketing manager here, and he's going through all these and also will help us facilitate that Q&A at the very end. So say hi, Derek.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
So what can you find at the UVA Bookstore? We get it all the time from people that are visiting here at UVA, whether they're just kind of wandering through the bookstore itself or they visited many colleges, many universities, is that they're always extremely impressed by our square footage And the way we found to really put a lot of opportunity and resources into our store for incoming students and all of our student body. So when you walk into the bookstore, these are the resources you'll be able to find. So Cavalier Computers, where I'm located, it's in the back left corner of the UVA Bookstore. We know that you're now involved in our culture and the lifelong legacy of UVA. So we know you're going to want to show that off. Family, friends, yourself, and buy swag for anybody in your life. And you can find so many various UVA branded clothing and gifts right here in our walls. I mean, we have a plethora of options. We're going to talk to Chris that has a pharmacy in our store. He's going to tell you some exciting news about that. We have a copy center. You can ship things out from UPS here. You know, if you ever need notary things as you move along, some things need to be notarized. Know that this is a location and a resource for that. Engraving can be done here when the time comes. Class rings and diploma frames. Actually, you know, we just finished graduation here, so we saw a lot of individuals moving throughout our store, picking out their rings, picking out their diploma frames, getting their gowns. Nita's going to talk about our textbooks, but we also have, as UVA Bookstore would say, plenty of your general books. So your favorite authors and titles that you're really trying to get your hands on, stop by for that as well. And then various supplies that you're going to need throughout the day. Now, the bookstore itself is located right in the middle of ground. So not only do we have a lot of options in our store, but we're centrally located for you as you navigate from new student dorms to classes to the corner for entertainment or food, all across ground. So stop in, check out our location, and see everything that we have to offer you.
All right, well, thanks, Brandon. I'm going to talk about textbooks or course materials, the book part of the bookstore. So starting in April, we begin sending out emails to all the professors on grounds that are teaching this fall and ask them for their course requirements for the fall. So when you order textbooks from us or your materials from us, you're guaranteed to get the exact edition and any other materials that the professor is requesting. So that's going to set you up for success. The easiest way to get these textbooks is to order online like everywhere else. You're going to go to uvatextbooks.com, select your materials, and then obviously put it in the basket. When you come in to pick them up, we just need your ID and an order number, and it's very easy to do, super easy like all other online things. But we're happy to have you come visit us. Our textbook department is a little bit different than maybe some of the others that you've been to. We are counter service only. So what that means is a textbook associate will get the books that you have requested, pull up your order or your class list, and then we'll go over the options for you. And I'll talk about the options of how you might want to, what if it's new or used. And then you take your books and purchase them downstairs, and you'll see other things you might want to purchase as well. So there are multiple ways to save money, as it says on the screen there. Textbooks, you can either buy new, brand new, that's going to be the most expensive, or used. Used is about 25 to 35% less, sometimes more. Used textbooks, if you're a physical textbook person and you really want that book or you want to use textbook to save money, my advice is to order early. There's not as many books around anymore, so the used textbooks sell very rapidly. We also do offer rental options, so both new and used. You can rent the book, regular wear and tear, highlight, just don't throw it in a mud puddle or on the lawn on the way. If there's any water damage, if it's wrinkly and you can feel the pages, unfortunately, we can't take it back as a rental. You'll end up paying the remainder of the book and then you own the book. But that's also a good way to save money. You can save additional 10 to 20% depending on the book. Now, the best way to save money, and I know many of you are used to all your course materials being online, is through digital options or ebooks. Ebooks can be up to 85% less than the regular cost of a book. Super easy to get when you order them online. Again, to reiterate what Tabitha said, please make sure that you look at your UVA email, virginia.edu, because if you order something online or if you order a digital textbook, it's going to get sent to that virginia.edu address. So start learning to love it now. Then after that, the most cost-efficient way to save money is with our inclusive access program. And I'm going to show you a little bit about that shortly. But those are the ways to save money. Obviously, paying online in store, cash, all forms of credit, but also online and in store for ordering. We do offer a student charge for all UVA students. It is $999 a month, interest-free, and it gets charged to your SIS account. So that's kind of a way to budget. Brandon later on is going to talk about that as also an option with Cavalier computers that can split off. We do take returns for books as long as they're in original condition within the add drop period, and then you also need to have the receipt. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about inclusive access. I'm going to go to the next screen. So what is inclusive access? It's definitely something that is very successful so far on campus. It is a partnership. Grounds. It is a partnership between the publisher and the bookstore to offer students first day access to materials at the lowest price. So the materials are, we work with the professor to say if they want to do this program. Materials are going to be on the professor's Canvas page, and there's a link for UVA Inclusive Access. You click onto that and your materials are there. So everyone is opted into this. You don't have to do anything if you are happy with all this. We charge your student account afterwards, after the add drop date. You will receive, again, 5 to 10 emails to your virginia.edu email address. I'm going to emphasize that again. So please pay attention to that. If you decide you don't want to do it, you need to opt out of it. So I'm going to kind of give you a drive through here. We're going to see if we can do this live. Okay. All right. So this is an actual Canvas page for this term this summer. And you can kind of see each professor has their page. There's like a syllabus on there. There's assignments. There's a little who am I, what my class is about, which is kind of cool. Some professors have a lot more, some have a little less. But if you look there, there's the UVA Bookstore Inclusive Access link. So that's what you're going to click. When you click onto that, you're going to see the materials right there. Now, I only have admin rights. I don't have student rights. So as a student, you'll see a read now button and an opt out button. So should you decide you didn't want to do this, that would be what you would click. You do have the time frame of the add drop here to opt out. And then you click onto it, and then there's your materials. One neat feature about this, a lot of Vital Sources are digital provider. So some of them are accessed for a rental period, some of them are perpetual, but this ebook actually has a really neat, nice function called Coach Me. So you can see they'll give you questions, and there's a question over there on the side that you can help to retain the information that you can type in to help again. You can highlight, you can do all kinds of neat things with this. So ebooks are definitely less expensive, and they're certainly the way to save money and move along, I guess, be able to have the information first day of class, so you don't have to search for the materials after that. Once again, all students enrolled in courses participating in inclusive access are automatically opted into the program and won't be charged unless you opt out. We send you several emails, and we are super helpful. Like if you have any technical problems, bring your laptop in, I'll help you, Brandon will help you. We will make it all work, or email us. And I've answered emails at 2 or 3 in the morning. It's all good. I can help you get your book, but we're here to help you set you up for success. So, and this is a great program for that. All right, I think I'm going to turn it over now to Chris at the pharmacy to tell us all about that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris. I took over the bookstore pharmacy about 2 months ago. I'd been at the main hospital pharmacy starting in last September, and was at Walmart for years before that. So I've seen the hospital and general retail side of pharmacy. Just a few main points to go over. We are a full service pharmacy. We have pretty much all the drugs that you would normally get at anywhere else, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart. We just don't have quite as, the supply full of stock, but we can, if we don't have it, we can definitely get the next day, but we pretty much have everything you would need in-house the same day. We don't have any prescriber restrictions that we know of, as far as anything like that can be out of state. That's not an issue at all. We do accept most insurances. We do have a way of test billing. So if you call in, hey, this is my prescription at home, I might want to get this transferred. Can you see if it'll be covered by my insurance? And we can pull that up. Usually we can find your insurance electronically. If not, we can get the information from you, type in the drug and all that information, and they can give us a price, whether it's covered or not. So that's usually pretty easy to do over the phone. We do offer very competitive pricing. Obviously through insurance is pretty much where everybody goes now, but that's usually what we have pretty good pricing. There are a variety of payment options. We will be taking cash soon. Definitely by the time y'all come back in the fall, we'll definitely be having starting with cash then. Right now we have credit card, we have patient chart we can put it on, we have and Cavalier Advantage, you can also use that as well. One of the main things probably coming up for you all students that are incoming, and then once you leave next, for Christmas or holidays or next summer, as far as transferring prescriptions, we do that all the time. It's very common. So if you go home and like, hey, I need to get my prescription, that's not a problem to transfer it to that store or have that store transfer it to us, depending on which way you're going. That's done all the time. So that's, if you had any questions on that, just let me know later. And we also offer a ton of vaccinations, all the ones that you would need as a student here. Of course, the big ones being the flu shots. We start usually giving those in September. So kind of just after y'all get here, we do a ton of flu shots. So that is an option as well. If you do have any contact information, we do have our website down there at the bottom. Just email us. We check it. We live on that email. That's where everything that we have comes in through. So we see it all day. And another thing to add on, our hours are going to be 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. But there is a pharmacy that's called the ERC, Education Resource Center, across from the main entrance to the hospital. They are open 24/7, 365. They do not close for any reason. There's always somebody there, with a snowstorm, holiday, whatever. There's always somebody there if you truly need to get a medication, and they can pull that, through our system if it's here. So I'll get to stuff maybe later if you have any questions, but right now I'll turn it back over to Brandon.
Hold on. Don't forget the big news. Come on.
Yeah,
Big news.
I'm sorry, big news. Yes. So right now we're in the far back right corner. Not a whole lot of people know we're there, but we're supposed to be moving up front to like much more prominent spot. As soon as you come in the bookstore onto the right side, past the service desk. So that'll be helpful. It's a brand new pharmacy, more room, better place to get vaccinations and everything like that. So we're supposed to be moving up there sometime in June. So definitely by the time you get here in August. So anyway, now to Brandon.
All right. I didn't want to skip over that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Cavalier computers and also really hone in on our CAF program so that you get all the information about that as well. To kind of highlight what Nita said earlier, Cavalier computers, as part of the UVA Bookstore, owned and operated by UVA. We are a nonprofit organization. All of our proceeds go right back to the university. So when you think about it in context, we're a part of the university you chose. When you shop with us, you're actually supporting that university, and then that's going right back into the university to support your fellow classmates, peers, in the form of Access UVA and other scholarship programs. So, we know you have a lot of buying options out there, a lot of purchasing avenues you can take. Please consider us during that time and as part of that when you have any kind of needs along the way. So we are a full-scale electronics retailer right here on grounds. I hope you find that that's extremely beneficial for you. So you can walk into our store. We have a wide array of products and services. Two things we hear, right? I told you earlier that people are always impressed by just the general size of the bookstore and everything that you see when you walk in. People are equally impressed when they walk into our store in the back corner to say, I can't believe you have all these things. I mean, things from TVs to 65 to 75-inch ones, if you were to so choose. Gaming consoles like PS5 and Xbox Series X, we have them in stock right now. Computers, whatever you can kind of think of, tablets, and all your adapters and accessories. So if a need arises throughout your day, please stop in and check and see if we have it. We always try to be competitive in pricing and give you a really good option right here, conveniently located for you. We, every single day, cater to faculty, staff, students, alumni of the university. So we have a unique knowledge about this university that you will not find anywhere else. We know that the students here at UVA are the driving force behind what we do, and also the reason why we're here. So we're completely here to make sure that you have the best possible outcome during your time here at UVA from a resource standpoint that we can possibly offer. We have a service center conveniently located in the back of our store. So knowledgeable staff that's been here for years and decades. In our store, we will service Apple, Dell, HP, and Lenovo products, okay? So if you already have one of those computers, feel free to bring them to our service center and we can provide support either in warranty or out of warranty for those models. So I'll reiterate that. Apple, Dell, HP, and Lenovo's are the manufacturers that we can service. We cover defect and accidental damage with all of those products. Once again, if the warranty covers accidental damage, we will cover it under warranty as well, but it does have to be one of those manufacturer warranties or Safeware. If you've heard of Safeware before, that is a partner of ours also. We have loaner options available. So in the event that you needed a repair, bring those models to us and we'll provide a loaner computer for you to utilize at a $45 fee. So check your computer in, we'll provide a loaner. It's a $45 charge until you get your repaired computer back. As you see by our picture there, we will also service cell phones. So you can bring your cell phones to us and we can facilitate a lot of the repairs with those also. So you may have heard about the CAF program at this point in time. Flyers have gone out. It's listed on some websites. If you have, that's great. I'm going to tell you more about it. If you haven't, what we want to do is, once again, consider us during your purchasing process, right? What is the CAF program? So it's a very unique program designed for incoming first-year students. Let's say you're a parent that's watching today, and this is your first, student through a university or a college, and you just really have no idea what to purchase as far as a computer is concerned. Well, we've done that hard part for you. And then let's say you're a student and you're picking out your computer, but you really don't know which ones meet the criteria and needs of your specific study. The CAF program, we have worked with the various departments of the university, and we've taken our years of knowledge of what computers will stand the test of time, which are more quality, which perform the best, and utilizing our manufacturer pool, we've come up with some really good options on our website, www.cafprogram.com. So number one, we've worked with the departments to make sure that they approve the models, figured out what their requirements are, so we choose models that meet those requirements, and then we put those in as part of our CAF program. When you go on our website, in the top left tab, it's a drop-down menu. It will say Arts and Sciences, Engineering, Architecture, School of Nursing. If you choose models located under any of those tabs, you can have the comfort of knowing that we have done the research on this side to get you the right product. All of our models are going to come with a 4-year warranty that includes accidental damage. The models that we chose for our CAF program this year are Dell, Lenovo, Microsoft, and Apple. Notice I said Microsoft in the CAF program, but not in our normal servicing. Microsoft, we have an agreement with through the CAF program where if you buy it through the CAF program itself, we can service those models, but it has to be a CAF program model. Outside of that, Microsoft wants to be the one to facilitate their own repairs. So if you have a Microsoft computer or choose to buy one outside of us, you will have to go through Microsoft to get that repaired. It's just part of their procedure. Dell, Lenovo, Microsoft all have their own manufacturer's warranties on them. So you can get them serviced at Cavalier computers, both with defect and accidental. Apple is unique in the sense that Apple only offers 3-year AppleCare warranties. So we apply that to the computer for 3 years, and then we use our partner Safeware to cover your 4th year and out-of-pocket expenses. When you buy an Apple product, if you have an accident, there's a $99 service fee for things like cracked screens. There's a $299 service fee for things like liquid damage. Safeware will cover those expenses for you through the CAF program. It saves you a ton of money over time if you have multiple accidental repairs. We hope that you don't run into that, but hey, everybody's rushing to and from class, right? All of our models are going to have the latest Windows and Mac operating systems. So if it's Windows 11, we apply that. If it's the latest Mac OS, we'll have that in the models that we provide to you. We have an option for free delivery to your home or your dorm room. There are deadlines for that. We'll talk a little bit about that on the next page, and they're also on our website. So make sure you're meeting those deadlines in order to get those options. We're going to include a getting started guide in your final email that closes out your order, as well as sometimes in your box too. And when you receive that, it's going to guide you to things like Microsoft 365, free through the university at its.virginia.edu. Also the box and other resources for your classes. So while we don't have anything installed on the computer, we will provide you a guide that gets you where you need to be. And through our CAF program, you actually get free loaner computers to utilize when you need a repair. So once again, I mentioned it was $45. If you're outside of the CAF program, it is completely free for you when you're through the CAF program itself. Now, some deadlines we want to talk about. In order to have a computer through the CAV program shipped to your home, you need to place your order by June the 11th. If you want it delivered to your dorm room, and that's exactly like it sounds, we will actually deliver the computer directly to your dorm room. Our staff will take it there, drop it off, and it will be in the room when you arrive. You need to place that order by July the 9th. Here are indications of your orientation dates. On our website, you can check your respective orientation and then see the deadline of when you need to order by in order to get your computer in time for that orientation. If you missed your orientation, but you don't want to have it shipped home, there are in-store pickup options. Let's say you live local or you really don't need it over the summer months. You can choose in-store. We'll have it ready in about 3 to 4 weeks and you can come pick it up. That goes for all of our models. About 3 to 4 weeks is what it takes us to ship it out to you and get it to your home. When it's in your dorm room, it'll just be there when you arrive, and your orientations will meet the deadlines too. Okay, so some payment method information here. Debit card to credit card right on our website. We'll charge the card immediately and we'll load it onto an account for you, and then we'll process that account to pay for the order once the computer gets here. So your card will be charged up front. You'll get the computer in the 3 to 4 week time window. You could do cash. Let's say that you wanted to place your order and have it here in the store kind of waiting for you for orientation. You can come in and you can do cash in the store. If you place your order when you're here for orientation, we can take cash and load the account, as I mentioned earlier. That is an option. Virginia 529 plan. So if you have a 529 plan that you want to utilize, there's a couple of ways to do that. You can either have your administrator send us a check. There's our PO box right there. So please take note of that. I'll give you a moment. They can send the check to that PO box, and on the memo line, include your order number. You also could do student charge. So student charge, as Nita was talking about earlier, typically it's $999, and that's available to every student. It's specific to the bookstore and Cavalier computers. And what it does, it offers you the option to go get your prescription. I'm sorry, they can use student charge, is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so you can use it to get your prescription. You can use it for textbooks and anything you need out of the bookstore. For the CAV program, we'll raise your amount to whatever it takes to accommodate your CAV program order. Not only will we raise it to that amount, but we'll also not touch your $999, so you can leave it for other things like books. And you don't have to apply for it. Doesn't go against credit. It's just another specific option we want to offer students for purchasing abilities here at our stores. That amount gets billed to your SIS account, and normal purchases are due within 30 days, but for CAV program purchases, you get 2 payment options. One half due by 10/31 or October 31st, and your other half is due by December 31st. So if you're waiting on financial aid, 529, scholarship money, you have the ability to put that on student charge and get all that together before you finalize your purchase. So to kind of wrap up the CAV program portion of it, remember, we work with the university to make the decision very easy for you. If you're overwhelmed by everything that's going on or really excited about everything that's going on, and you don't have a lot of additional capacity to focus on things like computers, you can go on our website, choose your school that you're going to, choose the manufacturer you like, and then choose a model in there. So we made it really easy. 4-year warranties to cover defect and accidental damage, free loaner program in the event that you need something, and several payment options to make it happen. When you do the dorm delivery, we also want to highlight some of our partners. So on our website, you can choose linens, bedding, decor, micro fridge rental option is on there as well. So when you go on our site, you get all those items, less things that you have to pack up, less things that you have to put in the vehicle in order to bring to school here. And it will all be in your dorm room when you arrive on ground. So it offers a really unique option to get everything you need waiting for you for when you arrive here. And then you can just get started on school and the next phase of your life. So that does it for all of our presentation parts. I think we have several questions that come through. We want to leave a lot of opportunity for Q&A. We'll go through these, and after we finish all the questions, the presentation will be over, but we'll give plenty of time to answer your questions, and whoever the respective person is, we'll go ahead and address that. So Derek, if you'll read them out loud, and then we'll respond.
It's specs on information on computers for incoming first-year students, University of Virginia School of Engineering Applied Science at this URL are for 2022. Will these be updated for 2023? And if so, when?
Okay, so judging by that website, actually, you're bringing something to my attention. We had this a few days ago, but couldn't I thought maybe somebody was going out there and going google.com and finding an old link. I think what is happening is that engineering has not updated their link for Cavalier computers. So I'll let my director know. He talks to the department head over at engineering. Go visit us at www.cavprogram.com. Do your drop-down tab and choose School of Engineering. Those are the current models. They are live and they are active. So forego that link right there. We apologize for that inconvenience. Visit our website, and that's where you'll get your current options.
The next question we have is, where can we see previously recorded webinars?
So I know, Tabitha, you're off to the side, but I think I can answer this one because Anita and I were playing around on it. So if I get it wrong, feel free to jump in. Well, I'm going to say the Google location is like if you Google search UVA Wednesday webinar, it takes you to the page that has the listing of upcoming webinars, and they're posting the YouTube links. Well, the first one that was done, it was a YouTube link on there. Tabitha, do you have a more direct email address?
Oh, no.
Okay.
You got it. It's on our website, or go and just Google it. You got it. You're employed. You got a job if you ever want to work in orientation now, Brandon.
The next question was a follow-up to that previous engineering computer question. And it says, because of the specs are for 2022, as mentioned above, can you confirm that the recommended laptops on the site for the 2023 school year? If still for 2022, will they be updated for 2023? Don't want to buy now and have something newer pop up in a few weeks.
So I'm looking at the time on that. That's 6. It looks like that question came through at 6:10. I think we answered that. So yeah, that was a follow-up. So yeah, cavprogram.com has your current offerings on there.
Hi, thank you for this seminar. For books purchased digitally, how can we retain them after graduation?
Well, it depends on the book. Some of the publishers will have perpetual access, so you'll always have access to them. Vital Source is our digital provider, so it'll be on their bookshelf. Whereas others, it is only a certain, like 180-day rental. We're looking into options of having you be able to purchase it after that, but that's still new. So again, it depends on the book that you had purchased or are using digitally.
Okay, next question. Will we know which courses have inclusive access as soon as we register for courses, so we don't purchase the printed book?
You will. When you go online to our textbook site, it will tell you, it'll say IA on it. We also, which is inclusive access, we also send out emails about 2 weeks prior to class start date. So it'll tell you, hey, you are enrolled in an inclusive access class. This is how you access your materials. Again, not to beat a dead horse here, but it's going to be at your virginia.edu email address. So please, it's very important that you look at those.
Okay, this one's for Chris. My son doesn't turn 18 until the end of October. Can he get a flu shot at the pharmacy as a minor this fall?
So yeah, as of right now, we have a standing order to do down to like 6 months old for the flu shot and for COVID. Any other prescriptions that would need to be done, it would need to be 18 or over. I can do a standing order. If they're under 18, I would actually need a prescription from the doctor, unless it's the flu shot or the COVID shot.
Says, can you also do Apple repairs under Apple Care?
Yes. So absolutely. So if you we understand that some individuals have computers that are under a year old, just got them like a year ago, and that's what you were hoping to bring to UVA here and start your academics with, or maybe you got one for graduation as a graduation gift from a family member or a friend. So if you have those manufacturers that I mentioned, Dell, HP, Lenovo, or Apple, and they have their manufacturer warranties on them, or in this case, Apple with Apple Care Plus, we absolutely can do the repairs on those computers right here at our service center. So you can bring those by if and when needed.
Next question. What are the fall add and drop dates?
Well, typically that is 2 weeks after class starts for most schools. I know the engineering school has a little bit later to that. And that also reminds me, I didn't mention, for inclusive access, if you've dropped the class, you won't be charged. We use the active roster for that. So, but add drop dates are typically 2 weeks after class start date.
Hey, another cab computer question. I ordered a cab computer to be picked up at orientation. Will it be set up and ready to go for class registration during orientation?
Yes, as long as you meet the deadlines, which sounds like you've already placed your order, so you should be on deadline. The only deadline that's I have to remember the date. I think orientation A has already passed that particular deadline. So as long as you order prior to the deadline, our goal is to have it ready when you arrive here on ground. So, typically orientations are like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So for the Monday, Tuesday orientations, we have it ready before that weekend. For the Wednesday and Thursday, or for the Thursday and Friday orientations, we have it ready by that Wednesday. So you should be able to come in and get your computer and have it ready for your orientation session to do all your registration stuff.
The next question is, does CAV program have a recommended first year build?
I'm going to try this one. It might be a little vague. Does CAV program have a recommended first year build? It's by manufacturer. So we have recommended ones for particular schools. If you're saying, do we have ones that we promote within those schools? Not necessarily. We break it down by manufacturer, and we kind of let you choose what you're familiar with, what you're accustomed to, or which one stands out to you. Hopefully I addressed that. If not, go ahead and ping another question, and I'll run back around to that one when we get down there. But there's not one specific computer overall that we recommend, because there's just, different personalities and different wants and needs.
Do you charge a processing fee for credit card laptop orders?
There's no additional processing fee. So, you'll have the normal cost of the computer, taxes, depending on how you're having it delivered or picked up via whatever state. But no additional fee for credit card transactions.
Does the bookstore buy back textbooks? If so, what typically is the deadline each semester?
We do buyback. We actually do daily buyback at our customer service desk at the front. So anytime you can bring those in, and they'll tell you what it's worth, and you can decide if you want to get the money for them or keep them. So at the end of each semester, we typically have a national vendor come, and that generally has a little bit more money value to it, because they have access to books that are needed throughout the country rather than just UVA. So you can do either of those, but we do offer that.
Can we get repairs at any location outside of UVA in case of any issues, say during summer, etc., if we were to buy using the CAV program?
Yeah, so we put the manufacturer warranties on those for a reason. On our Lenovo models, you can get servicing outside of Cavalier computers. So over the summer, you just got to find a repair resource for Lenovo computers or contact Lenovo. Same thing goes for Dell, and the same thing goes for Microsoft. So you can get those models serviced wherever it's convenient for you, even outside of us. Apple, within your first 3 years, you can get it serviced wherever they perform servicing on AppleCare Plus. In your 4th year, let me add in addition to that. Remember, Safeware covers your AppleCare expenses too. So you may want to go to a resource that works with AppleCare and Safeware. So let's say you went to a place that does AppleCare Plus, but not Safeware. You may have to pay the $99 and the $299 service fee for the repair, depending on accidental damage. But if they do Safeware as well, all that can be kind of taken care of. If you don't have a resource close to that, you may want to contact Safeware first, or bring it to us to kind of save that money depending on your situation. In the 4th year, you will need to find a place that honors Safeware warranties.
The next question, just for clarification, we get to keep our laptops ordered through the CAV program after 4 years at UVA, right? They're not loaners.
That is correct. This is a purchasing program. This is not a loaner program. So yeah, when you purchase that computer, you get all the benefits and you get the benefit of keeping it after you graduate.
In the PowerPoint, I did not see the July 6/7 orientation. Is that an omission or has the schedule changed?
I think the honest answer is we'll have to go back and look at it at some point in time. I apologize, do not take us as the #1 resource for the orientation dates. We put that slide to kind of show deadlines and orientations that are up and coming. Go to the orientation page to find that. Sorry to cause you any alarm on that. We'll look and clean that up if that's a problem, but that could be an error on our part that we apologize for.
What are the hours of the UVA pharmacy?
So I can answer that. We just started, so we're going to be set now from pretty much from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We are closed on Saturday and Sunday. But like I said, the main hospital pharmacy is always open. And then we're closed for all the holidays when the bookstores are closed. And that will be the same hours when y'all be here in the fall.
I think that I heard you say Microsoft 365 was provided by the university. Are there other software provided to students free of charge?
Yes, so Microsoft Office 365 is provided to students free of charge. The resource for that is its.virginia.edu. So we're not affiliated with Information Technology Services, but we all work together and we want to tell you where to go to get the resources you need. You do get the box, which is 1 terabyte of cloud storage. There's another resource, the name changed and I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a class resource and a lot of your professors will send you over there if there's a particular software that you need, not in an ongoing basis, but just like a one-time use, and that's available through ITS as well. So there are several titles that you could find over there, but it does depend on if you need it or not. Tabitha, I saw you come up.
I just wanted to jump back to the July 6th and 7th question about orientation. That is a date that our schedule hasn't changed.
Okay, if there is one on July 6th, 7th?
Yeah, there is an orientation on July 6th and July 7th.
What's the next
So
one?
that must be session B.
It is session B. You got it.
Okay, we'll fix it.
Yeah, so whoever caught that, good eye, good eye. You're paying attention. You're going to be a great UVA student paying attention like that.
I don't admit you. Listen, you're so special. It's gonna be okay. Come on down.
Listen, yes, they got it.
Okay, so follow up on the flu shot. So minor doesn't need a parent sign off for the flu shot. They can just go and get a flu shot.
Yeah, as far as my understanding is UVA, I didn't do a whole those last year because I just started here. You definitely don't need a prescription because we have a standing order for that, like I said, down to 6 months. My best thing right now is they do not need to sign off on that because we do have the standing order. But if it does change, I'll have to work on that part. But at the moment, I'm pretty sure they don't need to parent to sign off.
How much does inclusive access cost?
Well, it's not a separate fee. It's basically the lowest price the materials you are using is offered at. So I can't give you an exact answer. It's going to be less than an ebook and it depends on the materials, but it is the lowest price that's available that we negotiate with publishers. So special UVA student price.
Another book question, if an ebook is rented or bought, is it accessible on more than one device?
It is. Vital Source is our provider, digital provider. So you can go to their site, but you are able to access it like through your cell phone, your laptop, wherever you access your ebooks. That's where it's available more than one machine. Yes.
When purchasing a CAV program computer online, how do we indicate that we are wanting to use student charge?
Yeah, so when you get to the option for payment method, there's a drop-down box. It offers you debit, credit, 529 plan, and there's going to be a student charge option. It'll actually say student charge. So remember that terminology. Once you click on student charge, there's going to be a box that populates. It wants your 9-digit student ID number. You should have that in an email by now. All the students have their 9-digit number. So go back in your email, ask your student what their 9-digit number is, put that in the box. And that's how you're going to let us know that that's the payment method you wish to choose.
That works for textbooks too online, so the same process.
Another book question, normally, when is the earliest time to buy ebooks?
I'm not sure how to answer that question. You can buy them now for your class, and then if it's perpetual access, would have it forever. Oftentimes they're like 180 days sometimes, so then you might lose access, but generally it's good that you're thinking about it now. I appreciate that question. So I would say you're safe if you buy it in July or August. I mean, when you go to orientation, you're going to sign up for classes. So that's where you start. And then once you get that, you can make decisions on, there's some core classes that you're probably going to be in. So you feel pretty comfortable ordering ebooks at that point in time. There's some that you're on the fence in. I'd wait a little while before you get those.
When are students eligible to download the Office 365?
Once again, that's through ITS, so I don't know all the details about it, but my understanding is as soon as you have like your net badge set up and your student, if you're a student or you're asking on behalf of the student, once you have all your net badge credentials where you got your computing ID and password set up, you can go on ITS's webpage at that point and download it. It'll verify you through your net badge, make sure that you're legitimately a student here, and then you can put it on your computer, and then you have to re-up every year. Every year you got to let it know that you're still a student here, that you didn't graduate or leave, and then you're good. So you should be able to as early as now. I think majority of your information is already there.
I saw something about a Dell rebate. It says we have to transfer ownership of the new laptop to someone at UVA. Are we really transferring ownership, or do we maintain ownership?
You're very aware, I'll tell you that. Okay, so yes, there is a Dell rebate. Dell's running a promotion right now where you get anywhere between $50 and $150 back, depending on the purchase price of your computer. And you have to submit a rebate for that. What we're indicating is that we get this computer from a distributor called Douglas Stewart. That's no, it sounds like a first name, last name. That's the incognito individual we're talking about right now. The manufacturer, the distributor is Douglas Stewart, and in some cases, because it comes through them as a channel, the computer gets registered to them. During the rebate process, you just have to transfer ownership. It's part of the process, so it's very easy to do. We typically don't get a lot of follow-up calls from parents or students saying that they really ran into a roadblock on that. So the process should be fairly straightforward. But that's what's happening is they're tying it to the distributor for whatever reason. I don't know what happens on the back end of that. And then you just have to show that you now own the computer, but it's embedded in the steps.
What is the deadline for the July 6th orientation for ordering?
Okay, let me see. I don't know. Seeing if there's any questions for y'all, and I could find that answer out real quick.
Okay, let's skip that.
Well, the best thing I can tell you at this moment, I do not have those dates memorized off the top of my head. Go to our website, cavprogram.com, look at the About Us tab, and under the tab, it's going to have deadlines. It's a page totally dedicated to deadlines on there that talks about ship home, store pickup, dorm delivery, and you'll see your orientation and your deadline for ordering right there. So that's the best I can tell you at this particular moment. It looks like Nita's maybe doing some research on the side here, so she might have an answer for you in a sec.
What is the latest time I can buy a computer? Can I buy it as late as the start of the semester?
It depends on your need. Remember, these do take 3 to 4 weeks for us to get them prepped. So if you need a computer, the latest I would say you could buy it is 3 to 4 weeks before move-in. Let's say 4 weeks, because that's the longer end, right? I'd say 4 weeks before move-in weekend is the latest you'd want to buy it if you have a legitimate need. We do keep our CAF program up and running pretty much full speed through September. And then after September, we start pulling models that either we can't get the parts for anymore, or they're changing processors in them, or are unavailable.
Coming up.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. We're struggling with cell phone service over here. We're in a very thick building, so.
I have heard that some professors do not like students typing on a MacBook during class and encourage use of iPads instead. Have you heard anything like that?
I have never gotten that feedback. Yeah, I have never heard that.
Well, I haven't heard specifically to the MacBook versus the iPad. What I would say, and there are some professors that don't want people sitting in a class with the laptop up and just they can't see them. If that is what you are used to, I feel pretty comfortable if you talk to your professor and said, I'm using this to take notes. Are you okay if I do that? And then they can work it out with you that way. I think it's partly with an iPad.
Is it that or the sound of the keys?
There's that, and then they can't see your face and they don't know if you're actually taking notes
Or
or
sleeping. Or catching a nap.
or watching Ted Lasso or something like that. So I think that's a piece of it. But generally, the professors are pretty open to if you have a conversation with them and you're saying, because if this is how you take your notes and this is what you want to use, I feel pretty comfortable that they would let you do that. So.
I don't know, to allude to the second part of your question, we have seen an increase in students getting iPads. Well, I've seen an uptick in that being a secondary tool because of the pencil, the introduction of that. The pencil with the tablet seems to be a really good secondary resource. And as you learn your classes and know that you don't always need a computer for the instruction, I think it offers a really good option to just carry around with you each day. So it may be something to consider, but I haven't heard it as a thing due to the typing noise.
I already bought my new computer. Do you have reminders to me to make my computer fully ready for study at UVA?
Never reminders to me, dear Mars. Okay, so if you already have your new computer, I guess you're asking like, do we have any like
Tips.
options or tips?
Tips what to load onto it?
Yeah, like our getting started guide is good. That also could be found cavprogram.com in the about section. I think it's over there, and it's getting started guide for Mac, getting started guide for Windows. So depending on what kind of computer you got, check that out, and that'll give you some really good resources that you may want to consider getting your computer set up with.
If we choose to purchase today with a home delivery or out of state, does the order go in at the time it's placed, or will all orders be processed as a group after the June 11th cutoff? Basically trying to figure out if I can order a machine and receive it before the orientation session in 5 weeks. As an aside, thank you for all the information today.
Okay, so if you purchase today for out of state, does your order? Okay, your order goes in immediately. So essentially, what happens? Like, let's say you were to place your order tonight. Our director comes in tomorrow. He looks at everything that's come through the night, and he does an order the next day for any models that came through in a batch. So no, we're not sitting on your order because it does take 3 to 4 weeks, and we want to get these in here so that we can get them out to you. So when you place your order, it will go in and it'll get the process started. What was the second part of that?
Basically, his orientation's 5 weeks. Would he get it?
Yes. So it sounds like you may be orientation like B or C. You're still in, should be on the deadline of ordering the computer for your orientation. So if you wanted to make sure that it was here for orientation, just choose your orientation date. But we've been on schedule, if not ahead, for ship homes. So 3 to 4 weeks is when we put it in your hands if you want it shipped to you out of state.
Does the CAV program sell refurbished computers at lower prices?
We do not sell refurbished computers. You know, one of the ideas of the CAP program is that we want to get you through 4 years, and we'd love to get you through 4 years without any issues with the computer. And then sometimes refurb, you just don't know how long they've been used prior to. You know, we're already trying to get you on a 4-year timer the way these things are used. We can't add 2 years or, a year or two on the front end, even if it's certified. So we only sell new through the CAP program.
You provide support similar to the Genius Bar for students with tech issues.
We do not have that as a service. However, as indicated earlier, we are here for students. And if you walk into our store and you have a question that we think we know the answer to, or our service team knows the answer to, we will answer it, or we'll at minimum give you the resource to go to get the question answered. So no, we don't have any structured setup where you can go to one particular location and an associate will sit down with you for a period of time. But definitely tell your students, or if you are a student, feel comfortable coming in and saying, this is what I got going on. It may not be in your area of expertise, but what do you got for me? And we may have somebody that knows what's going on, or we'll, if it's ITS related, like let's say you can't get into your email, we'll tell you how to either call them or chat with them.
And this is like the last question we have. So if you have another one you want to type in quick, there's a little time yet. Can you pay for the student charge account for a computer purchase with a Virginia 529 plan?
So yeah, my understanding is yes. I don't see what happens on the other side of that. But when you do student charge, remember it goes over to your SIS account. In your SIS account, if you've probably been on there by now, that's where you do all your tuition. And I think your financial aid kind of funnels in there too. Once it shows up on there, you can instruct your 529 administrator or let financial services or financial aid know that you're paying towards that with your 529 so that they direct the money to the right location. And you can use 529 funds as a payment to student charge. That is an option. Note that when it's done student charge through Cavalier Computers in the CAV program, it may take about a month to show up on your SIS account. We batch submit those. So the process is you order, we tell our accounting office that you've done it through student charge. They package it all up into a spreadsheet that goes over to financial aid, and then they apply it to your SIS account. So there is a process happening in the background through the CAV program. So note that if you use student charge, give it about 3 to 4 weeks in order to show up after your computer has been processed.
And we got another question. Buy an Apple computer using CAV program. Is that bought under the student's name?
We've seen it every way. The preference is if you use your student's name with their UVA at virginia.edu, if you use that email address, it's an immediate indicator to us that we are working with a UVA student, and we don't have to go through any kind of other things to validate that. However, during a process, even if you're a parent or a family member or friend that wants to place this order for a student, during that process, we ask for a computing ID, which is specific to that student. So even if it's in guardian's name, we'll attach it to the student using that computing ID and make sure it gets to the right person. So, whatever's convenient, but if we got to have it our way, our request is please do it in your student's name.
We're out of questions.
Lots of good questions.
Yeah, great question. Thanks for peppering us. We love
Yes.
it. Thank y'all for your time.
Thank you all so much for joining us. I would give them a virtual round of applause to our panelists. Y'all worked them for this last hour. So we look forward to seeing all of you at summer orientation, which begins June 29th. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email our office or email our panelists. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, y'all. Take it easy.
Thank you all, and you are welcome.
Thank you.
Good night.